Hello, hello, hello. How's everybody doing? Welcome to October 1st. I can't believe it's already here. And welcome to the first in our live stream episodes on the topic of how to be a sales Sherpa if you are in the financial services industry. Now, obviously, that's a very broad category of individuals. That means you could be an insurance agent, a financial planner, a wealth manager, work with the bank, work with people to help develop comprehensive plans for their financial future, tax advisors, accountants. There's a lot of people who are working with individuals and organizations on how to manage their finances. And so welcome to all of you. And I think it's actually very fitting that today I'm not in my my nice studio with the good camera and the good microphone. Because my son, who I right now unfortunately share an office with, it's his nursery, has decided that he wants to keep sleeping. And rule number one, never wake sleeping babies. So I'm out here, not in the fancy studio, but that will actually, and you'll see in a moment, really be a great kickoff for our topic for this month. And our topic is how to become a sales Sherpa, how to become a trusted advisor for the people that you work with. And I've been talking about this topic for a couple of years now. I first introduced it in my book, Hyper Connected Selling. If you haven't checked that out, I suggest you do go grab that. It's on Amazon. That's my quick little plug for my book there. But what I want to talk about quickly today is why becoming a sales Sherpa, being that trusted resource, is so important. And I actually want to maybe push back a little on this buzzword of being a trusted advisor, because I've worked in the financial services space for almost 15 years now. And it's kind of this common trope that I am a trusted advisor. It's a cliche almost. And in fact, I would say it is a cliche. And that's why we have to actually look at what it means to have trust and to build that trust over time. This is not about creating just a marketing tagline, but rather how do you actually start to embody that and really create that trusted bridge with your prospects and your clients, because trust is a bridge. It is not one way. You can't just say you can trust me. It requires both a truster and a trustee, I guess is the way you'd say that. And by the way, I always forget to do this right up top, but tell us where you're at right now. I always like to know where the audience is coming at us from. So go ahead in the comments below, write your city, your state, your zip code, neighborhood, part of the country, part of the world that you're in right now as you join us. Obviously live, unfortunately. Heck, if you're watching this on our YouTube channel, go ahead and put that down in the comments below as well. I'd love to know where you're at. So during this month, we're going to look at ideas, at tools, at tactics, at strategies, at ways that you can position yourself as a sales Sherpa, as a trusted resource, using both online tools, which are so relevant right now because we are, recording this in the middle of the pandemic. There's still social distancing, self-isolation in place in many areas, but also in the offline world when we're able to go back to in-person meetings, but also just still even in this pandemic time, utilizing non-digital tools. Things like LinkedIn or Zoom meetings, LinkedIn Live here, those are great. But remember, we still have things like phone calls and sending out handwritten notes and, and again, eventually we'll be able to go meet people in person, even if we can't do it right now. But there's just so many other ways that we can engage that don't have to be virtual. And so, and by the way, if you're joining us for the first time for this new topic, all of our sessions, they're usually at noon Central. Sometimes they might be a little earlier, a little later, depends on scheduling. But they're always less than 15 minutes, and they're always super short. Because I want to just give you something you can use right away, or something you can think about right away. This is not, and then you can get back to your day. And so this idea of trust, why is trust more important than ever? Well, I want to share just two important ideas with you. One is a macro idea, And the macro idea is that credibility and authority right now in both American society and kind of societies worldwide is experiencing a legitimacy crisis in a lot of the larger institutions, whether that's the political ones, corporate, nonprofit, religious. The Edelman Trust Barometer is a great resource that comes out every year where they actually research how people are viewing these larger institutions. And for the past couple of years, across the board, it's been trending lower. So people have less trust in the larger institutions in their lives than they have for quite a while. And so because of that, they're looking for some place they can put trust. And more that is being filled by individuals that we know personally, individuals that we're connecting to through social media channels, whatever it might be. But because of that trust gap in our society, there is a real place for us to be able to step up and fulfill that. Because one of the areas in that Edelman Trust Barometer that is not showing signs of decreasing is the trust that we put in people. I was recently collaborating with LinkedIn on a social selling series. And one of the things I said is, even though sales as an industry has some trust issues, salespeople don't, because the salesperson to client relationship is a human relationship. So that's the first thing we have to think about. On the macroscopic level, there's a lot less trust in institutions. There's a gap. You can fill that. On a microscopic level, I think that we have to understand why trust is so important, because I think, as I said, what's happening today is a great example. We were all set up to kick off the series. I've got some notes in the other room. I've got the camera all set up, the microphone set up, ready to rock. And what happens? Because of the craziness of the pandemic, I'm forced to still be working from home. I'm sharing a room with my 14-month-old son. His nap time goes over. I have to scramble. And that's what all of us are experiencing. And it's a little more poignant right now and a little more pointed because of the pandemic. But really, if you think about life in general, is super busy. There's a lot of noise right now. There's just a lot of information. Individuals are looking for people that they can kind of outsource parts of their thinking to. And if you think about being an advisor, that's what you're doing. You're outsourcing some of the decision-making process to somebody else. And of course, what do you need to have before you can outsource that effectively is some trust in the person you're outsourcing it to. So your job as a sales Sherpa, as somebody who is going to be a trusted advisor, is to make sure that you are front-loading the trust. Make sure, and it's not just they're trusting you because you work for company XYZ or because you can bring them information. Heck, people have more than enough information. They don't need you for that. What they need is for you to have established yourself as somebody who has planted a flag and said, I have some expertise in this area, I have some knowledge and perspective, and I can help you make a better decision. So when you outsource some of that decision making to me, I'm going to help you make a decision more easily, more quickly, and with less risk, right? Because that's what people are really looking for. And that's what a sales Sherpa does. It helps you, again, the sales Sherpa is going to help their prospects, their clients make these decisions more easily, more quickly, and with less risk. So that's why when we talk about trust, we have to get past this idea of just having it be a tagline, but really a dynamic and living and breathing bridge between two people. And to do that these days is not about automating a bunch of emails to go out. It's not about trying to scale. Yes, there are ways to have processes that help us as professionals be efficient with this, and we'll definitely be covering some of those throughout the month. But it's really about engaging with another human being. Empathy is a word that gets tossed around quite a bit right now. Empathy is so important. But again, you can't just call in empathy. You actually have to engage with the person. So this is why we can't pay lip service to trust anymore, because trust is on the ropes. And just saying, again, that I work for XYZ organization or I've been doing this for a long time, it doesn't matter. It's really the person's looking to you going, can I trust you? Can you help me make a better decision? And a lot of that, I said, you got to front load it. It comes from building the relationship over time so that when you are in a place where you know you can serve them, it's easy to say, hey, let me help you, versus just trying to cold call somebody and say, hey, we've never met. Can I help you with some of the most important decisions you make in your life around your finances? Not going to work very effectively. So thank you so much for joining me today. I hope that you got some good stuff here. But again, this was just really teeing off the next month. We will be back every Monday through Thursday next week. I believe we're at 11:30 on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday at noon. I will actually be creating LinkedIn Live events so that you can sign up for those. If you want me to let you know when those are for sure, shoot me a quick message on LinkedIn. Just, hey, D, make sure to keep me updated when those sessions are, because we're going to next week start to really dive into some tactics and some tools that you can use to be more effective. So thanks, everybody. Have a fantastic day. Stay safe. And as much as possible, try to stay relatively sane during these interesting times. Bye.